Hello, this is Julia Latkowitz with the evening news. Today, I was arrested for being too darn cute. More at 7. I'm just kidding. This isn't the news. This is this what you want? Podcast with Matt and Julia. I'm Julia, and I'm here with my co-host, my husband, my business partner, my lover, my enemy, Matt O'Brien.
How many people enemy? Oh, this onion gets stinkier the more it gets peeled.
Yeah.
This marriage. How many people thought it was the news for real? The news lately doesn't announce that they're the news. When you turn on the news, they're not like, "Hello, I'm Mick Mutchell, and this is the news."
Mick Mutchell?
Mick Mutchell.
Mick Mutchell sounds like something that McDonald's is trying out and went horribly wrong.
Yeah, it's like a wet McMuffin.
Yeah.
It's a McMutchell.
It's a McMutchell soaked in milk.
It's a McMuffin dropped in a muddy puddle.
All right.
Pillow?
A muddy pillow.
I can't think.
Listen, I feel like back in the day they would say this is the news, just in case
And
people
this is the news.
But also imagine a newscaster came on and they're like, in the news today, I got arrested for being too cute.
And it's just a picture of him behind bars.
Whoopsie daisy.
I broke out of jail so I could do the news.
Hello, friends. If you've listened to this podcast before, good for you. If you haven't, welcome. And what took you so long? It's a podcast where we just fucking yap about our days, our weeks, and trying to figure out what you want because we don't even know what we want.
I'm trying to think of a scenario that would get you arrested for being too cute. Like for a real life scenario. Here's the scenario I thought
Okay,
of.
and then I'll tell you mine.
Is the president is on a motorcade going through the middle of town, and there is an assassin that's about to assassinate the president, and the special agents are trying to stop it. They're like, "Oh my God, that guy's got a sniper rifle!" But then you're so cute on the street level, but they're like, "Before we deal with that, oh my God, look how cute that woman is. She's so cute." And the hesitation.
Oh, and I distract them.
The hesitation causes a distraction, which they're like, "Oh my God, now the president's dead. It's her fault for being too damn cute." And they arrest you for some sort of like, maybe they suspect that you're working with the assassin, and they're like, you must have
right,
been
on
a plant.
Conspiracy or something, or collusion.
Yes, and you would at the end of the day be arrested for being too cute.
I mean, it's not that people have been arrested for being too cute, but it's like that trope in movies where like a babe walks by and causes a traffic jam.
And also like back in the day when swimsuits... Traffic
accident, yeah.
Yeah. Back in the day when swimsuits had to cover your ankles, and then those saucy women would go to the beach with their uncovered ankles, that would be too cute. They were getting arrested for being too cute.
I thought where you were going with this sniper thing, where the sniper would come out and he was ready to kill, but then he was or she, or they, were so cute that the guys or girls or thems in charge, or the people in charge of them, would not shoot because they're like, I can't shoot this cute person.
But then they
murder everybody.
The president
and everybody.
Yeah, but then they're being arrested for murdering, not just the cuteness.
Right, their cuteness is a weapon.
Yeah,
cuteness is a weapon because our dog, who's the cutest fucking thing on the planet, if she wasn't cute, literally, I would boot her 6 ways to Mars.
Yeah. Do you know that most snipers I've read? They sit so long. They have to be very patient. So a lot of them take also this like a calming pill to make them steadier, kind of thing. It's actually like, I think who got prescribed it? I think I got prescribed it once, and I was like, oh my God, snipers use the military.
Oh, I'm a sniper, but
also
really
the
it's so you can
like,
not shake as much when you play your video games.
Yeah. Oh God. That's the most interesting military position to me is sniper, because you're part of the action, but you're far enough away, and it's so important. It's so important, and all the things they got to think about as snipers, like they're like distance, wind speed. Also, if you're sniping so far, you actually have to take into consideration the curvature of the earth that your bullet will travel over. It'll like curve around the earth if it's going too far. I find that very exciting. And why I don't want to be a sniper, you're about to ask me, is you got to piss and shit yourself a lot because you got to lay in the same spot.
Well, of course. I mean, that's the only reason I'd want to be a sniper.
To piss and shit yourself and also be a war hero.
When else is it acceptable to piss and shit yourself and still be like a hero?
Yeah. Yeah.
Any other scenario, you're pissing and shitting yourself, you're a failure. But in this scenario, good for you. You better piss and shit yourself.
Yeah, even if you're like a soldier, boots on the ground, you like killed Hitler. But if you had shit in your pants, they'd be like, thanks for killing Hitler, but did you shit your pants?
I think it would be the opposite. I think if
Hitler would shit his pants?
If you're like, you let Hitler go.
Yeah, and you shit your pants.
No. I mean, that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate bad thing. But, and they're like, you couldn't have just shit your pants and waited. He's like, I had to poo.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, old mister, I had to poo in a proper toilet instead of shitting his pants.
Yeah. My biggest fear is that I do something heroic and there's shit in my pants at the end of it. That would ruin everything. I save a whole building full of people out of a fire, and they're like, thank you for everything you did, but God, that smells. You stink.
You stink.
You stink, you heroic man.
It's always, butt stuff always gets in the way because, and I've talked about this before, I try to make a joke out of it, and it didn't quite work. Maybe I'll bring it back about how I don't want to die on the toilet.
Yeah.
Like, if that's how I'm found, and I told you, I'm like, if you find me on the toilet, move me to the piano, playing a concerto or something, or like, fucking strap some jet skis on me, anything fun. I don't want to die on the toilet.
Well, the only good part about that is, say I do find you, because when you die, you void your bowels.
Yeah.
So they void in the toilet, quick flush. I'd put you in the tub. I'd get a nice candle lit, roses, be like, she was trying to relax. She went peacefully, not violently screaming on the toilet.
It's for sure going to look like you killed me and then staged my suicide or something.
Yeah, because then what do I do? Take pictures? Or I call the police and then they show up? And then they're like,
take pictures of me where I died on the toilet.
Yeah.
And then move me and be like, listen. And then I'll literally write you a note that'll be like, this was part of her will, is to move me.
It's cool that he moved me.
Yeah.
That's all that says. It's cool that he moved me.
Yeah.
It's fine.
XOXO, Gossip Girl.
That's the thing with Elvis too. That's the one thing everyone knows about Elvis. Two things is like, he was the best. Number 2, he died on a toilet.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I don't think he was shitting. I think he was just like reading a book.
Well, no, it's from what I read is the prescriptions that he was addicted to made him constipated. So then it was like he was trying to push.
Oh my God, really? Elvis.
Oh, man.
He was so beautiful and talented.
Beautiful, sexy man.
Oh, speaking of sexy, the sexiest happy hour is here, otherwise known as Chappy Hour. Happy Chappy Hour, Matt.
Happy Chappy Hour, Julia, and to everyone that celebrates. And also, the words sexy and chappy have never been tied together in the same sentence before.
There's some chappy porn out there.
There's nothing sexy about the robot Chappy. His ears are kind of cute because he has kind of like rabbity
There is
dog
someone
ears.
out there who is Jado to Chappy.
That's the problem with how many people are on this planet. Because you said that, yes, there's at least one person on this planet that has masturbated to completion at Chappy.
At Chappy.
Not towards him in public, but maybe. I don't know.
Wait, who owns Chappy now? Wasn't Chappy for sale?
The government? I don't know.
Didn't we find out that the actual Chappy robot?
Yeah, someone sent us a link. There was a prop house selling a Chappy robot.
So I wonder if somebody bought that. That's something to look into.
We should definitely look that up.
We'll double check to see if Chappy's still for sale, and perhaps we'll start a GoFundMe so we can buy Chappy.
Speaking of prop houses and props, do you remember the movie Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone?
You know what? I never saw it.
Oh my God, we should watch it. It's actually crazy and oddly accurate. It's like, I don't even remember the full plot. It's oh my God, who played Blade? He's the bad guy in it.
Also never seen Blade.
Wesley Snipes is the bad guy, and then Sylvester Stallone has to go into basically Wesley Snipes like freezes himself and goes into the future, and then Stallone is like, I gotta freeze myself so I can catch him in the future, and he goes in the future, and it's this weird dystopian future time where you can't swear, and every restaurant is Taco Bell, and it's like the future.
That's
and it's
literally
crazy.
the future of America.
That's what I'm saying. It's oddly accurate. But there's some prop house in Australia. Somebody was, I guess, wandering through it, and there's the prop of a frozen Sylvester Stallone, like a full-size nude Sylvester Stallone, frozen in fake ice. And they're like, we don't know how this got all the way here, but the prop from Demolition Man made it all the way to Australia and is now for sale in Australia.
Why do I feel like I saw something about that?
Probably because it was on the same trending Twitter. That's where I get most of my news, unfortunately.
Oh my God.
It's scary how much of my news comes from the Twitter, just that little magnifying glass. I'll click that in the morning and be like, what's going on today? Ugh.
I don't even click it. I just scroll through my feed and they tell me what to look at.
I know.
Oh, the world is a bad place. But yeah, Chappy Hour is a nice time. It's a good reprieve. I feel like we've earned this Chappy Hour.
Yes.
It feels like we worked a full day and now we're chapping on a Murphy Good Pinot Noir, which I quite like.
It's good. It's
very light,
smooth, refreshing,
it's
very
not complex.
Not complex. It's like a confident old friend from high school. You know what you're getting. You've known him for years, and
I'd say
there's
it's
no
like
surprises.
an unconfident friend from high school who's just like, but you're just always, you picked up where you left off. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm saying. Is no surprises with this one.
Just an easy friend. Your sluttiest friend.
It's kind of like driving a Volkswagen Jetta. You're not getting any surprises. It feels like a car.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a Ford Topaz.
What I like about this was that it was free, because I think we talked about this a while ago. So I had the Murphy Good competition that Matt was a finalist in 2 years ago now.
Almost won it. Actually, I don't think I was close.
Anyway, you were top 10, and you got a really cool trip to Sonoma. And
So sick.
So then I applied this year, and I was not chosen as a top 10 because I think they're like, well, we're clearly not going to hire this clown, aka you. So why would we hire his clown wife?
Yeah.
However, I was like the top 50, and then they're like, we'll send everybody a 6-pack of wine. I'm like, hell yeah. And I didn't get mine for so long, and then I was like, wait a minute, I'm owed free shit. So I followed up, and the good people at Murphy Good delivered.
Yeah.
And they sent me my wine, and here we are.
Came in a friggin' box, and what I do like about the way they send their wine out is it's covered in styrofoam to protect it. And at first I'm like, well, this is odd because, in the California is very green and environmental, but it's recyclable styrofoam made from old water bottles.
There you go.
So, and they're paying me $0 to say these things, nice things about their eco-friendliness.
And also, it came with some ice packs in it to avoid bottle shock.
Yes, I did see that. Very exciting packaging, very exciting drink. That's Murphy Good for you. It's Murphy Good. If it ain't bad, it's good. Murphy Good. Is that their catchphrase?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's good.
If it ain't bad, it's good. Murphy Good.
But I do quite like it. And it's at an affordable price point, a twist off.
Also, the name Murphy Good sounds like something a hardcore Christian would yell when they stub their toe. Murphy Good.
Good Murphy.
Because like Jesus, my dad used to say Jesus. Did your dad say Jesus Murphy?
Jesus Murphy. I say Jesus Murphy, I find.
Yeah, but my dad is like, I think he's the origin of it. Is the music still playing? Alexa, stop.
Has been playing this whole time.
Maybe there's some weird background music to
wow.
Anyway.
Did not even notice that.
I think my dad started Jesus Murphy.
You think you're a dad?
It feels like it. He says it enough and confidently that I'm like, are you the epicenter? Are you the outbreak monkey of Jesus Murphy?
Do you understand that your dad is the prototype for most dads?
Yeah.
They're all outbreak monkeys.
Yeah. But who started it first? Who was the first of that style dad?
We'll never know.
Or is that just something that happens naturally? You said something last night, actually, because the dog spooked me because the dog barked out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I went, God damn it. I think I said Jesus Murphy.
You did.
Oh, my God. And you said you sound like an old man.
I said, you sound like your dad. It was like, and it's in such a way, and it's only when you're yelling at the dog that it really comes out.
Yeah.
And it's very unappealing.
No, I get it. I catch myself doing it, and yeah, I'm doing a lot of my dadisms lately, where it's like moaning it, I'm just fed up. I'm just fed up. I think.
Why are you so fed up?
I don't know.
You have a nice life. Shut
up.
I
got a great life. That's the thing. There's some complications, but we're figuring it out.
There are some complications, which maybe we'll get into with our first segment. Well, that was stupid.
Oh wow, that's the first one you want to do, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
that was stupid. I like doing the stupid thing so then we can end on something like a bit nicer.
I suppose that's right. Do you have a stupid thing? Is it the same stupid thing as last week, or is it a different one? I think I got to do a different one. People don't need to hear about our landlord problems, even though they're still going on and we don't know what's happening.
Okay. Because you have a different stupid thing, right?
Sure.
So quickly about the landlord thing, it is still very stupid. Long story short, we have messaged her back, and then she sent us. We told you that her husband called us, which was crazy.
Yep.
And then so we emailed back being like, hello, we'd like to do everything in email like we asked. And then she wrote us back this huge long thing basically accusing us of getting in the way of selling our house. And then we were just like, listen, lady, you told us this in less than a week ago. We're still processing it.
Also, how are we getting in the way? I mean, by still living in the house?
By saying, because again, this is new to us. So we had called like a housing board and they're like, no, you're right. If she lists the house, she has to wait 120 days before she can list it. So we were saying that. And then she's like, that's actually not true because I called this and you're stopping me from selling my house. I'm like, well, we did not know. We are not lawyers and realtors and whatever.
Me no lawyer. Me no know.
Exactly. So long story short, we wrote back a big thing being like, we're definitely here to fucking cooperate. Let's figure this out the best way we can. Yada, yada, yada. No response. And she's like, and I think she's right on this. She's like, I didn't technically have to let you know that I was selling it. Because, we are within the lease. And if she were to independently be like, just find us a new landlord, and then all of a sudden be like, hey, by the way, I'm leaving. This guy's your new landlord. Like that. Okay, fine. So I think she's going that route. I think she's going the route of, I'm just going to do what I want to do. You guys have a year to figure it out. Let's figure it out. I don't know. I guess, but also that's a crazy way to go because anything I've read is like, do not ambush your tenants.
Yeah.
Because we also live here and we have the power when they're doing viewings to literally be nightmare tenants.
Oh, absolutely. I will say I have calmed down in the last week. The first couple days I was pretty sleepless.
Yeah.
Diarrhea in the morning.
Oh my God, we both had... From the moment we woke up, diarrhea.
Yeah.
And it wasn't stuff we were eating.
No, it was like
For
pure.
once.
There's a different feeling to stress diarrhea. Like it's got a hotness to it.
It's like like hamster shavings.
Yeah, it's bad. I don't know, like what happens in the human body to be like, oh, I'm stressed, and then the intestines just go, and they just start churning things out. Why is the dog trying to hop on the back of the couch? She's never done this in her life.
The dog, first of all, the back of the couch in the office.
She's got something in her eye.
Is not big. Should we pause this?
No, she's got it. She
okay.
just had a fluff. She was burying her fucking stupid face in her bed, and she got a big fluff in her eye.
And then she tried to hop
jump
on the back
into
of the
painting.
Couch. Yeah.
She tried to jump into a painting like Mario 64, if you get that reference.
Ow!
She's still trying to jump on the back of the couch. Let me assist her. Do you want to go up there? Okay.
This is
a little mountain goat.
This is crazy. I apologize.
Sometimes I think our dogs just likes to be at eye line with us or higher and be like, I am
the captain
charge.
now.
I am captain of house. You understand? She's
what
odd.
the hell were we? Okay, landlord, whatever. I have also calmed down. We had diarrhea. It's just, it is what is. It is what is.
It is what is.
And I say this now, but she's going to like drop some other bomb on us and I'm going to go fucking crazy. But for right now, we said our piece in the last thing. We were very, it was very articulate. It was very fair but stern.
Yeah.
So we'll just see what happens.
What if she comes back and she's like, by the way, if you look at the real fine print of the lease, you lose one room every 2 weeks. So it's like, this week you have to move out of the bedroom. Next week you have to move out of the office. And it just like keeps going until we're just in a closet with the dog. She's like, do you still want to live here?
Yeah, I'll stay in the fucking closet with the dog.
I will hold my ground. I will absolutely hold my ground. Also, let me see if this thought makes sense. I was pretty high last night, 10 milligrams.
Yeah.
No big deal. Because I'm trying to like simplify living in a house. And I'm like, if you really think about it, we're all on the same planet here. We're all trying to find a plot of land. We're all trying to find a house. It's so simple, yet so complicated. It should not. Excuse me, dog. Are you trying to get me to stop talking about what I'm talking about? Houses?
She really finds this podcast boring, and I'm sorry if some of you do too. But listen.
Anyway, it should not be this complicated to just live in a fucking house or on a plot of land on this dumb planet.
No.
It's very irritating.
Wait, was that your high thought? And that
no,
was it?
I couldn't get through it. I got distracted by the dog yelling at me. Anyway, that's where we are.
See, life is complicated. You can't even get a thought out because of life's complications. Okay, so things are stupid. That's pretty stupid. Here's my stupid thing. In the spirit of transparency, I I got some Botox.
Damn right. I did it myself.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Actually, it's Dysport, which is like, because Botox is like Kleenex. It's a brand name or whatever. So Dysport kind of does the same thing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dysport? So Dysport is a different style of the same goo that goes in your face.
Yeah, different style of the same goo.
Yeah.
So, and I've had it before because the very first time I got Botox, I got like a tiny bit, and that's when I got this weird rash. I think it was 1,000% unrelated, but I'm still weird. Anyway, so I go to get Botox, and I told the woman, and this is a place I've been to before, and I was just like, okay, again, I'm like, I don't want a lot at all. I'm like, I get the tiniest amount.
Yeah.
And I was telling her, she's like, that's like nothing. I'm like, I know, but that's what I want. I want barely anything. She's like, okay. So she does it, and I was like, okay, well, what about this area and that area? She's like, I'm like, did you put all of that in like just like my 11s, like that kind of like frown line? She's like, yeah. She's like, that's what I did last time. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, you put all of that in this one area. She's like, and that's even less than what's normal. I'm like, I don't care what's normal. And then so she did some in the other area and some. It ended up being so expensive, so much more than I normally pay. And I fucking hate how frozen my face is right now.
You keep saying that. You're like, oh, I have no wrinkles, no expression in my forehead. I'm like, but isn't that the point?
No, the point is, I even said, I'm like, I'm a comedian, I'm a performer, I need my expressions. A little bit. You want it to freeze it a little bit. So, because like I have a very strong brow. I can really move this shit. And that's why the wrinkles happen. But I just wanted a little bit of smoothing. And I honestly, it's pissing me off and I hate it.
You know what you'd be good at? And I noticed this last night. You'd be a great cast member of The Office. If you watch those one-on-one interviews, like during an episode, no one moves their forehead.
Which
Pam's
is a lot
forehead,
of acting.
Still. Like, I rewound a couple parts last night because I'm like, this is crazy.
Well, it's interesting because I remember when I was taking Leslie Kahn acting classes.
Oh, big drop.
She kept being like, she would be like, forehead. She's like, you're doing too much with the eyes, too much with the forehead. Pick one or the other. And it's true because a lot of times when you're watching a movie, a lot of these actors don't, other than like Reese Witherspoon, she fucking gets away with it, don't move their faces a lot.
Very odd. Yeah.
It's very still. So I remember one girl in my class being like, yeah, just get Botox. Like, that's what I do. And my forehead doesn't move.
And now I'm a great actor.
And she books a lot.
Shit.
So maybe this will be a blessing in disguise, but I'm just not fucking used to it. And then I'm just like, I don't know. And then I feel like it's highlighting other wrinkles on my face. Maybe I was a little bit high yesterday. The point is,
don't get high.
Drugs are bad.
Don't get high on your own supply.
But also listen to your fucking client. I don't care what's normal. If they're asking you for less, give them less.
Yeah, all you Botox injectors out there listening to this podcast.
But just in general, listen to your clients, listen to your people, and also it's just stupid that I'm even talking about this, and I even have to deal with this as a woman in Hollywood.
Yeah,
or in life.
Hollywood adjacent. We live outside of Hollywood.
But I'm like
in the mix.
the Hollywood biz.
In the biz, baby. Isn't that crazy? We're in the biz.
Alhambra business.
Is part of you regret being in the biz? I've been having flashes lately of like, oh my God, I'm in the biz and I have to be in the biz for the rest of my life. Oh no.
Yes, but also literally since I was a kid, I'm like, well, that's what I'm going to do. Like there was never another idea.
Also, I think I'd be having those thoughts if I was stuck in an office.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd be like, oh wow, I'm secure in my whatever, but if only I took a chance. So it's like you can't win.
Part of me thinks like if I had done something else for a while and then got into the biz later, I would have popped off more and been better.
I don't know.
But again, I feel like this path is what we're supposed to be on. Would have never led to you, to Shanj, to whatever. And I have so much to be grateful for.
I don't think my next move will be a different career. I think it will be living in the woods, trying to live off the land. I think that'll be my next move.
What's your well, that was a stupid thing.
Let me tell you, I am in the throes of trying to renew the registration for our car right now. California law states that it has to be renewed by November 2nd, and I have it in the calendar. I'm like, because we missed it one year by accident.
Yeah,
we were going for your driving test, and we had to pay a big fee because they're like, your car's not renewed.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh my God, what's that? I'm an idiot. I didn't know that was a thing.
Me Canada,
me no. So this year I'm like, I'm going to be on top of it. I go to renew it online. they're like, we can't renew this because you need a smog test. I'm like, what the fuck is a smog test? Also, I drive a Prius. No smog coming out of this
smog,
thing.
no test.
So I finally figure out how to do it. Drive to the place yesterday, and they're like, do you need a smog test or a star smog test? I'm like, I don't fucking know. So then I had to go back to the DMV, talk to somebody at the DMV on the website. They told me it was a normal one. Go back to the guy. You were there in the car.
I was there.
It was crazy. There was no language barrier here. It was literally like, hi, I need a regular smog test. And they're like, you need a regular one or a star one? And I said, a regular one. I checked with the DMV. And he's like, well, if you get a regular one, it is. And he's like, if you need a star one, and he gives me a whole spiel. I'm like, yeah. I absolutely need a regular one. And then a second guy comes up. He goes, you getting a regular smog test? I'm like, yep. And he goes, are you sure it's not a star one? I'm like, nope. Literally, it was like, who's on first? But smog test.
It kept repeating and repeating and repeating. And then he was like, okay, because once we run it and then we figure out if it is a star test, then we have to charge you. We run it. We can't give you. I'm like.
And it was like $5. It was like, if it is incorrect, you will be charged $5. And it got to the point where I basically interrupted them being like, I will give you as much money as needed to give me a regular smog test. Please, God.
It was crazy. I was like, what is happening right now? And also, here's the thing. What happened was some guy came in one day, just like you, and was like, I need a regular one. Are you sure it's not a star? He's like, no, I need a regular. And they ran it, and they're like, well, it shows here that you do need a star one. And unfortunately, because we already ran it, we have to charge you $5. And then that guy fucking murdered everybody's family. That's what happened.
That's what it felt like. They were very standoffish, hands in the air. Please don't kill us.
It was wild.
Yeah, it's so they did it. Passed with flying colors. They loved it. Oh, they loved my car. They didn't say it, but I could see it in their faces. Finally got it, and now I have to figure out how.
And we passed with flying colors.
Yeah, it goes to the DMV, and they figure it out. Also, like I'm not getting mail from the DMV because it's going to like our first original address when we first moved to California.
You can't change that.
I tried to, and it was like basically. Everything I'm doing on the DMV website is begging me to come into a DMV. Like they try to make it simple with the website, but every time I put in the right information, the website's like, something went wrong. You'll have to come in. I'm like, the last thing in the world I want to do is go to the DMV.
Well, I think it's because you need to update your license with a new address, and that's why they're not sending it to.
There's a lot going on wrong with my DMV. It's my license has the wrong birthday, the wrong address. The mail's not going to the right place. The registration's going to an old address. Like there's everything is going wrong with this. Like, hey, Shan, stop it. Hold on a second. This dog's going nuts. There we are. Bottom line.
The DMV stinks.
Yeah, they're trying to get me in there. They're
and that's another reason I don't want to change my address on my license, or because I have to update my license too. Because what if we're not living here and then I just have to change it again? Like it's just.
I know.
Gosh darn it! It's quite stupid.
Diggity darn! It's quite stupid. So, and that's the thing. I would like for someday for the DMV to work correctly in some country. In some capacity, because whether it's Canada, the U.S., everywhere is like getting your driver's license, doing anything, registration with a car is always a nightmare.
It's never easy.
It's never easy. So I hope someday that they will all figure it out.
I know. I hope that for the if someone from the DMV is listening,
yeah,
we hope you get your shit together.
I'm on your side.
We are.
I'm trying to give you money.
The whole system's broken because if you work at the DMV, you're like, listen, I'm just a cog in the machine. I don't make this fucking platform. Help me.
That's what frustrates me most about these processes, especially where it's like, I'm trying to give you money. Can you make this very easy for me? I literally am trying to follow the rules. No wonder people break the fucking rules out there. I should be a bad boy. I should be a bad boy and do what I want.
So many people break the rules and are just fine. I don't know if karma's a real thing because a bunch of these rule breakers are thriving.
I know. And I'm like trying to do everything right and people are hopping all over me like a rabbit on a fucking cum festival. I don't know. Oh yeah,
rabbits love the cum festival.
Rabbits at a cum festival. Speaking of cum festival, we should move on to another segment. We talked about enough stupid things already.
Let's talk about something nice.
What about something nice with like, say, what do we call this segment? Warm and fuzzy. I think that sounds nice.
I think it sounds nice too.
Do you have something that made you feel good this week in this horrendous, godforsaken, nuclear war-torn fucking planet we live in?
Yeah, I have some nice things because in the that was stupid thing, I didn't even hit the tip of the iceberg with all the stupid stuff.
She didn't even get to nuclear bombs.
I didn't even get to that. It's been a weird week. Again, the whole moving thing looming over us. But I will say something that makes me feel really warm and fuzzy.
Oh wow!
Is the anticipation of a trip.
Oh wow! Yeah, it's
and
nice.
I'm going to Vegas tomorrow to stay with my good friend Christine Von Hagen and Luch. And we're going to like scout out some like wedding venues or like not so much scout, but the places that we've already booked and check out the Golden Nugget where we want to stay. I'm also headlining a Don't Tell comedy show there. And also I just get to see my friend and I get to do it solo. And I love going to Vegas with you, but I haven't been to Vegas. I've never just gone to Vegas alone, actually.
It's pretty wild.
I mean, I'm staying with a friend. You say I'm like Robin Hood?
Nope. I said, that's wild. That's a wild move.
Oh.
And then I whispered, you're like Robin Hood. You're like a bow and arrow wielding Robin Hood of the new age. Yeah, you steal from the rich and give to the poor. You're Robin Hood to me.
I'm a modern day Robin Hood.
And you live in the woods with a bunch of merry men.
Married men?
Merry men. Robin Hood and his merry men.
I live in a house with one married man.
Yes, you're Robin Hood.
Okay, so yeah, the anticipation of this trip is very exciting because I feel like I was kind of like moping around all week. I'm like, this is stupid, whatever. And I had all this stuff on my to-do list that I just could not do. I could not bring myself to fucking do some of these things. And I'm like, I'm a loser, I'm an idiot, I'm an asshole. I got really down on myself. However, today, and I planned this last night, I'm like, I like didn't drink yesterday and I made a to-do list and I was like, I'm waking up and I'm doing this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get to it and it's going to be fine. I can do this because if I don't get this out of the way, I won't be able to enjoy my trip.
Yeah.
And I did it. I finally finished time coding and editing, well, not editing, but like doing the proper edits for my album. I edited my first like video on this like new app that I found, like caption stand-up, which for me, first of all, watching myself do anything and then doing anything technical is very hard. So the fact that I smashed those two together and kind of did it, very happy. We did a nice 45-minute yoga.
That was huge.
It was huge. We got the smog test. I picked up my new. Oh yeah, I talked to the mental health people, and I'm gonna be on new brain meds too.
New brain meds just dropped.
I feel like I messaged an agent and a manager. I feel in control.
It's good, and
I'm really excited for this trip. And I feel like, yeah, giving yourself a little reward and something to be like, well, if I'm doing this and I'm gonna have fun. And it also is for our wedding. It's like for a planning, and I am doing a show. I'm like, I got to get this stuff out of the way. So having a bit of incentive helps. So I feel good today.
That's good.
I feel good. I feel warm and fuzzy, and I'm excited. I feel accomplished. Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
We love that for you.
We love that for me. Matt, what do we love for you?
The 45-minute yoga was very nice. I will say doing workouts of such manner is very rewarding lately. I was never a big yoga guy, but I mean, they always say, they're like, it's a practice. You got to practice it. And I'm just doing it and I'm finding myself getting more flexible and stronger through it. I'm like, well, wouldn't you know, it works.
You did like crow today. Like, I mean, you always have had, it's odd because I feel like I'm more flexible than you, but you can like just squat down easily.
I'm not flexible in like legs, back, or anything. I'm getting there more, but I've always been a great squatter. Yeah. I don't know what that is. I come from a long line of squatters.
So you can hinge and do the little crow. Crow is when you have your hands on the ground and then your like knees kind of at your biceps.
Yeah, and you're balancing just on your hands.
On your hands.
With your legs pressed into your arm. Yeah, and I've always been able to do that. That's the thing. I never knew the name for it, but it felt very rewarding. It's very nice. That's the thing with this Achilles injury that I have right now. I'm actually wearing a brace right now for it. It's kind of been a blessing in disguise because I'm exploring different exercises and I feel like I'm getting stronger in different ways.
And I feel like you needed that.
I needed that because I was basically addicted to running. And that's what fucked me up, I think.
Because you were trying to run away from your problems,
Yeah,
aka
trying to run away from you. And
me.
you kept, every time I would run, Julia would hop in an old pickup truck and chase me like the bullies in Forrest Gump. Bing, ding, ding, ding.
And then I
you'd be chasing me
smashed
down
up your
a dirt road.
Achilles real Tanya Harding you.
And then you dump me in the back of the pickup truck and drag me back home. But
and they give you kisses and feed you nice things.
Once this is healed, then I'll finally be able to run away from you properly. But until then, I'm going to get real flexible and do weird yoga things around the house. And also, which also makes me feel nice, is I finally dropped the hammer and bought a fucking exercise bike.
You did.
Which I'd been like holding off. I was like, also because I'm like, are we moving? Are we going to get more things? And then finally I'm like, I told you, I had a dream about cardio the other night. I had a dream. I put on running shoes and ran around our neighborhood, and that was my dream. And I remember literally my dream being like, this feels great. And I woke up and I'm like,
what a nerd.
I need to do something
dreaming about
this.
running.
Yeah, literally excited for cardio. So but it makes me feel nice. That it's
of course it
in.
does. Endorphins.
Well, it makes me feel nice that this bike's coming in tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, it's coming in tomorrow?
It's coming in tomorrow, and I'm gonna give it a spin. And I'm excited for to do a little workout and then hop on my little bike and do a little spin and get fit as fuck.
I will say.
Yeah.
Don't go crazy, especially at the beginning, because when I was having like foot stuff, and this is a long time ago when someone told me they're like, don't run.
Yeah.
So I started doing cycling and stuff. And then something happened with my knee. And then my doctor was like, yeah, you have blah, 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 which is something in the knee. Stop cycling. I'm like, okay, fuck this.
You got plasticine knees.
So, and it was something where like the gears were just clicking in my knees. So
yeah, no, trust me, I'm easing into it. That's the thing with this stupid Apple Fitness thing is there's these little classes you can take to ease into it, and people can tell you the right things to do and the wrong things not to do, and it should be nice. But I'm excited for it, and I do enjoy staying fit and having fun. Hal Johnson and Joanne McLeod.
I enjoy staying fit and having fun too. The more that we get older, I was thinking about that today, where like, why we've been conditioned as a society to like, maybe it's like the rebellious nature of like, fuck the man, don't tell me what to do, to be like, hell yeah, bacon's delicious, fucking yes, cigarettes, getting hammered, like,
yeah,
to condition that the bad things are actually what's like cool and fun. It's like, yeah, you have a fucking steak and the piece of parsley, that's the salad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's
dumb.
It's gross and it's dumb. And obviously, don't get me wrong, I love eating a big fuck off steak. I literally made reservations at a steakhouse today for my like pre-birthday thing in LA, and I'm so excited. I love that, but I just hate that it's like I only do this. And because if I do the other thing, if I eat a fucking piece of spinach, I'm a fucking pussy, and being a pussy is bad.
It's a societal thing, and that's kind of why I stopped drinking beer too, because everyone would be like, "You're a beer guy, you love beer," and I'd be like, "Yeah, I do," and I drink beer because everyone's like, "It's cool to drink beer, you love beer."
But you also do love beer.
But I do love beer, but then at the end of the day, when I'm by myself, alone, inside myself, I'll be like, I feel like shit.
Yeah,
I feel so shitty. Sure, it felt good at the time, but I'm like, why do I keep doing this and then feeling like shit at the end of the day? Mm-hmm. So then I just fucking stopped doing it. And then I just realized, I'm like, I gotta start doing stuff that just makes me feel good at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And that's also another like warm and fuzzy thing is, I stopped drinking beer, but now I'm like exploring like non-alcoholic beers. Mm-hmm. As nerdy as that sounds. Again, it sounds nerdy, but it's like, there's a lot of bad ones out there.
A lot of bad ones.
But when you stumble upon a good one, you're like,
what was the one that you had yesterday?
It's called like Athletic Brewing or something.
Maybe we'll have it for Chappy Hour next week.
Yeah, but it's an IPA, and it's like pretty goddamn close. Like I had it last night. I'm like, if somebody would serve this and they're like, this is a real beer, I'd believe them.
Absolutely.
And it's exciting to know, because that's the thing. I do love the flavor of beer. I like IPAs and stuff like that. So if you can get it without the alcohol, I'll still drink it.
Especially IPAs, because IPAs I find delicious. But these fucking like blonde beers that are basically like the equivalent of like a Bud Light. Yeah. I'm like, at that point, I'd rather just drink a Bud Light, because the 3% or whatever the fuck it is not going to do anything to me anyway.
Also, Bud Lights are always cheaper. Like we were at a bar the other day, and like a Bud Light was like $4, and the non-alcoholic beer was like $8.
$8.
So it's like,
and not even for a tall can.
That ain't right, man. Also, right. It was their style of non-alcoholic beer was like mop water. Like it's like there's certain companies that are just like, you know what, we don't care. It's got no alcohol in it. Just drink it.
Yeah, drink it, you fucking loser.
It looks like a beer, you piece of shit.
And then meanwhile, this was this other bar, and I'm like, I'm like, do you have Prosecco? And they're like, no. I'm like,
I'll spit in a ginger ale for you.
They're like, we have a can of wine. I'm like, they're like, red or white. I'm like, I'll get the can of red. This was a tall boy of red wine.
It was a bit much.
I kept pouring it into my glass, and I'm like, this keeps going.
It was like a prank can is what it looked like. You would have a full glass of wine, and then you drink it, and then you pour more out of the can.
Yeah, people kept being like, oh, you haven't
glass.
had any of your wine. I'm like, I keep topping this up.
I'm drinking
I swear. But yeah, it is nice. And I will say that you making these healthier decisions, because usually it's the opposite. It's me desperately trying to be healthy, and then you being like, well, I'm just going to eat this cake and chug this beer. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
So it's you doing it, which in turn makes me make healthier choices. And I do like it.
There you go.
It's very nice, and I'm proud of you, and it's great. But yeah, I'm going to go to fucking Vegas and get fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm going to be responsible.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And then I'm going to have a nice quiet time with the dog. Actually, I got a few shows this weekend, which is odd. At 2 comedy clubs, one at the world famous Comedy Store. But yeah, it should be a pretty bippin' boppin' weekend.
Oh my God. Sorry, I just remembered right now. So you have your exercise bike coming in. And today I have, and I pray to God it looks good. So I'm going to Magic Mike when I'm in Vegas, and hopefully that's my warm and fuzzy for next week.
Just warm, fuzzy pubes gyrating all over you?
No pubes. Smooth, man. Smooth.
There should be one Magic Mike guy that has a lot of pubes.
And they just burst out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're nice pubes.
They're silky.
yeah, silky.
Silky, shampooed. Yeah. So I'm like, what do you wear to Magic Mike? Because I'm like, I want to look hot. I want to look cute. But I'm also like, I'm feeling fucking shit about my body right now, whatever. And everything I was reading, they're like, wear pants or like something, like shorts at least. Because if you get pulled on stage, which like I'm willing this to happen. I want to get pulled on stage. I want to get gyrated on by some men consensually.
I get it.
And I want to fucking fully experience it. So I ordered this like basically a unitard. I ordered a unitard off of Amazon, and it's supposed to arrive today. And I have an outfit planned in my mind, and I'm praying to God it works, because if not, I don't know what I'm going to wear, because also I'm flying Spirit, so I'm only bringing a personal item, so I can't bring a lot of clothing options.
So you're showing up to Magic Mike in a uniform appropriate for a man gyrating on you.
Yeah, in case I get pulled on stage,
yes.
and so I'm not like bearing my puss to the world.
That's like showing up to skydiving with your own parachute.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, we get it. You want to jump out of the plane.
Trust me. This is the way that most people do.
You should hold a big sign that says, gyrate me. Gyrate me or go to hell.
Sure.
Can you bring signs to this show?
I don't think so.
Well,
oh my God, that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow night. I have to. Oh my God.
You got to do some stretches.
I honestly was thinking about that. I should do some stretches, because if they like have to like move my legs or something.
Yeah, that could be a bit much. They're trained. They're clearly trained. There's no way they've dislocated limbs or anything.
No, I don't
like
think
that.
they'll hurt me, but I want to show them that I'm willing and able.
Yeah, and then maybe you get hired for the show.
Oh my God, that's like to be the MC. I want like the MC to like be like sick, and they're like, oh, how are we gonna go on? I'm like, I volunteer because I'm fun. I can do it.
Yeah. Well, what if they hire you as just a resident person to lie there and be gyrated on? Would you take the job?
Is money involved?
Yeah, you get full benefits, and
of course,
your one job at like every night, 3 shows a night for a full year. You'd get sick of it.
3 shows a night, and I can do other stuff. Hell yeah.
Yeah, you can like read a book or something, and
but it's only 3 shows a night. There's 4 more days in the week.
Well,
I just do the math there.
Let's find something for me to get gyrated on in Vegas. I mean, it probably would be pretty easy, actually.
You literally could go to Vegas with a sign that says "Gyrate me," and everybody would just fucking starfish to your face with their pussies.
It's possible, yeah. It'd be a lot of like feet-loving men, I feel.
I'm glad you're not a perv or a creep.
Yeah, me too.
Because you're so cute.
Thanks. I think you're cute too.
Aww.
And that's the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We ended on a cute note.
We started with a cute note, being arrested for being too cute. We ended on being a cute note.
Oh!
I'm sorry. We're being arrested, so we gotta go.
We're Dan Duvaling. We get that because he says things are cute all the time.
He's
very
cute
of him, and he's a
cute
real
man.
cutie. Speaking of cutie, where can the cuties that listen to this podcast find you online?
The cuties who listen to me can find me at Julia Comedy on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah.
Or, that's it. Julia Comedian on TikTok. I'm trying to do more. Also, really quickly, I don't know what's going on with our Is This What You Want TikTok. I started it, and now it's suspended, and I haven't even posted anything.
Where are we at with TikTok? They banned us before we could start.
I don't know what's going on. So I've emailed them, so stay tuned for that. Matt, where can they find you?
Matt_O'Brien on Twitter, Matt O'Brien on Instagram. That's it. We'll be back next week, everybody. Check out our clips online. We're going to be posting more clips from the podcast.
Yeah, we post some more clips, so like them, share them, because,
Gotta get that money.
Money. All right, we love you. Have a good night.
Bye everybody.
With Matt and Julia. Is this what you want with Matt and Julia? Is this what you want? Is this what you want? Is this what you want with Matt?